Oh my mother! Oh my mother! Oh my mother! Family! New clues are emerging, none other than those pointing directly to Franco Colapinto, suggesting he's getting closer to Red Bull. After another thorough investigation and having about a 99% certainty that this is going to happen, based on all the sources we've looked into, we've now found something else. Franco Colapinto is liking Christian Horner's posts. But Alberto, come on. Franco Colapinto likes everyone's posts. Don't say things that aren't true, liar. That's false. And I'm going to prove it. Because it's one thing to talk without facts, and another to look through all the posts and likes, as I have, to see what Franco Colapinto actually does, just like we do at Sport Maniaticos. That's good investigation, not just blurting out the first thing that comes to mind because you think people will click on the thumbnail. Today, a lot of people are claiming Franco Colapinto is not going to Racing Bulls, that they had exclusives they don't even know the meaning of, because exclusive means being the first to say it. For example, when Alpine announced Iwasa Kawao, and at Sport Maniaticos, we clearly saw that this was a smokescreen move. Why? Because we knew what was going to happen. Right now, we don't know as much or have sources as direct, but we also have no doubt that something is going on. Stick around at Sport Maniaticos now in this video if you want to find out what's behind the curtain, what's happening or what might happen with the future of Franco Colapinto. To me, things could be much bigger than they seem, family. It may be that instead of Racing Bulls, we're talking about the final monster. Welcome to Sport Maniaticos, the Formula One section on YouTube. Stay, enjoy, and smash that huge like if you appreciate the good information and good investigative work that Sport Maniaticos always brings you. At no point have we ever claimed that this was a done deal. In the comments, many people say, "You stated it as a fact, liar." All of you saying that in recent comments are the liars and practically the same ones who jumped ship when everyone said Alberto's the only one saying Franco Colapinto will sign with Alpine. And suddenly the news came out about Iwasa Kawao to further confuse everyone because that's how Formula One is, right? Check out how Alberto reacts. Oh my goodness, Alberto. They've signed someone else, but they've signed Kigimoto Colapinto. And do you know who the next signing is? My dog, who's going to be Alpine's mascot. Oh my goodness. I was about to make the video and she came in as if to say, "You're not filming me today." Family, let's get to today's story. And what is the story of the day? I call it the Bitcoin effect. You'll quickly understand. Colapinto to Alpine. Some people doubt his arrival. Others, who apparently know something, point to the first announcement from Alpine. A Japanese driver as a reserve. Ryo Hirakawa? Yes, the previous bit was a joke. You know we do fun intros, but everyone is spinning this a certain way. Motorsport, which we said hadn't spoken for 13 days, has also said something about it. We're going to look at everything in detail, and obviously I'm going to tell you what I know, right? In the end, Alpine welcomed Ryo Hirakawa as the new reserve driver for 2025. Alberto, so what you were saying isn't true, Alberto. What do you mean it's not true? We already have the guy who picks up Franco's suitcases when he arrives. That's obviously a joke. Right. In the end, was he the one who picked up his suitcases or not? That's sport maniaticos. But people have no memory. That's why in this video, I'm not just laughing away, because if not, I'd be cracking up. That video proved what sport maniaticos is all about. And many of you are lying in the comments saying, sport maniaticos always says things and they never come true. Oh no. We're the only ones who have broken the story of Franco Colapinto's future. For now, nothing is official. Far from it. And I'm not even going to mention the hours we've gone without sleep and how we've been supporting Franco Colapinto since Formula 3. If I'm making this video and haven't quit YouTube, it's because of Franco Colapinto. It pains me to see such disgraceful people spouting nonsense, calling it a scoop. They don't even know what the word scoop means. But it's the same people who assured everyone that Franco Colapinto would be at Williams in 2025, insisting that the Sport Maniaticos exclusives were bogus. It's such a shame that people don't have any memory, right? That's what hurts me most, because it's not something that affects me or many sport maniaticos who do have memory and know what sport maniaticos stands for, completely different from all those. YouTube channels that are here just for the money, to put it plainly. Sport Maniaticos is here to tell you the truth and support Franco Colapinto. That's why when we were in Formula 3, we made Colapinto videos, even if they got 1,000 views or 2,000 views. It didn't matter. We were pushing him forward while others just kept making videos, for example, about Checo Perez, which earned a lot more money. We supported Checo as well, but we also supported Colapinto. It was something special, it was exciting, and nobody knew Colapinto would do so well. Then we found out, and all the freeloaders hopped on, because that's what they are. Wordless informers who only deceive to fill their pockets. The only one harmed is the person behind it all, who believes these stories and then comes to comment on Sport Maniaticos. Those of you leaving those comments, most are hidden from the channel because they're disrespectful. Let's move on to the real investigation. Not what some random person tells you. I'm not going to confirm that this is really happening. I did say in earlier videos that I have sources from 3 years back with a 99% success rate who say Franco is going to Red Bull Circle, and I'm not going to say Racing Bulls anymore. I'm going to say Red Bull Circle. It seems that's not enough for people. Let's see if those folks ever listen to Fossaroli. And by the way, my source is not Fossaroli, but let's listen to him. A seat that I don't want to speculate too much, but there's a seat available. Something's heating up. I don't want to say anything else. Let's see what happens. There could be changes, but it's still early. It's just that sometimes we get excited and want to say more than we can. That's that. Alberto, what if the people who say they have the exclusive that Franco won't go to Racing Bulls showed you this? But I don't know why. Look in your wallet to see if there's any money left, because this is outrageous. Because if Sport Maniaticos had never broken an exclusive, I'd understand. But that 20% or 30% of comments I'm seeing on Sport Maniaticos' latest video, thankfully not more, are people who can actually say Sport Maniaticos is exploiting Colapinto. Excuse me? We could say it's the other way around. Sport Maniaticos had 60,000 or 70,000 subscribers and started talking only about Franco Colapinto at F3 with 15 views. In F2, we covered even Verstappen is impressed by Colapinto when he was still in F2 and nobody even knew who that was, including Argentinians who'd go, "Who's that?" Some of you are so shameless, right? Sorry for being so direct, Franco, but I know you're a Sport Maniaticos fan, even if you can't speak openly. Why does Fossaroli say that then? I don't know. Apparently, he's not going to Racing Bull. Rather, he's going to Red Bull. And the person who knows him best, let me replay it, says, "A seat that I think, I don't want to speculate too much, but there's a seat available. Something's heating up. I don't want to say anything else, but let's see what happens. There could be changes, but it's still early. Sometimes we get excited and want to say more than we can. So it's not possible to say more. Maybe that's Sport Maniaticos' problem, right? Because we want to keep you informed. The result is we get all the mud. It doesn't matter. We'll keep doing it and keep informing you for the good of Franco. Sport Maniaticos must be the ones who inform about Franco, if only because of all the investigations we've done. If all these investigations we've given you aren't enough, I'll just remind you that I haven't publicly revealed our main source. I made a video for members in which I did reveal it, because I don't want to cause problems for anyone. Let all the garbage fall on me, no problem. No problem at all. Nobody remembers anything, right? Maybe better days are coming, or maybe not. I can't confirm anything because Franco Colapinto has basically been gagged. To put it plainly, that's why there are no more leaks, and we have to investigate. But if we showed we're the best at finding direct sources, we'll also show we're the best without those direct sources, because we came here to be the best. To that hater who said, "Alberto, that's not true. Franco Colapinto likes everything. Sure, he must also be liking your cousin from Móstoles." Okay, listen up, because your cousin might appear in this investigation. Or maybe the exclusive that Colapinto isn't going to Red Bull will pop up. Let's examine the evidence step by step. I'm gonna show you what a real investigation is, not a money-grubbing scam. Let's see. Sergio Checo Perez. I'm gonna show you which posts Colapinto likes and doesn't like. For that person who claims he likes everything, even your cousin in Mostoles, right? Sure. Watch carefully because maybe your cousin shows up here. Let's see. Sergio Perez. Franco Colapinto doesn't like his post from October 27th, 2024. There's no like for Perez. November 3rd, 2024. No like for Perez. Meanwhile, Briatore, yes. He gets likes from Franco. Stay alert, because maybe something got slightly jumbled, but just keep track. For instance, let's see what happens. He does like Briatore. He does like James Vowles. And now he's starting to like Christian Horner. He doesn't like Zach Brown or other team principals. In a moment, I'll show you whom Colapinto does like, so you can see what Franco is indirectly telling us. Let's continue. We see Checo Perez again. December 7th, 2024. No like for Checo. Another post from Checo. Colapinto also doesn't like it. Meanwhile, Briatore keeps getting likes. Let's carry on. A Ferrari post. He doesn't follow Ferrari. Another Checo post. No like from Franco. Meanwhile, a Briatore post from 6 days ago. Yes, Franco likes it and even comments. So he does like Briatore. The same for James Vowles. And now Christian Horner has been added to the mix. He doesn't like Alpine posts, but he does like Vowles or Briatore or Horner. If that doesn't raise suspicion. Continuing. Checo Perez again. No like for Checo. Another post featuring the entire Red Bull team. There, yes, Franco gave it a like. Let me restate. If Checo Perez simply posts a picture of himself, he doesn't get a like from Franco. But if the entire Red Bull team appears, including Christian Horner, then Franco likes it. So I'll let you interpret that as you wish. Then let's go to Haas. Up to February 28th, I checked all of Haas's posts. He doesn't give them a single like. So people, don't make up nonsense. Some of you are saying, he likes everything, you liar. And that's just false. That's the same kind of lie as claiming that Sportmaniaticos never shares real stories. Actually, we do exclusives and leak info for others. Let's continue. Alpine F1 driver. He used to have Franco Colapinto's like, but he removed it 3 days ago. Around the same time that Colapinto started liking things related to Vips and Christian Horner. Meanwhile, you can see 0 likes for Alpine. Then there's that new source claiming it's 100% certain. That's not enough. Let's keep going. For example, since I promised to show you the full investigation, I also checked whether Colapinto follows Aston Martin. He does, but does he like their posts? Let's keep going, and so on. Hamilton, McLaren, everyone else. Franco is extremely selective. Another strong clue is that Franco Colapinto himself stated he has the same driving style as Verstappen. That's the only thing they've let him say. because neither he nor his managers nor anyone else speaks out. Only Fosaroli slips up. He's basically telling us that if nobody else can drive that car like Verstappen, maybe it's Franco. That's real information without having to rely on direct sources. The last time it was easy because they leaked it to me and I reported it. This time it's more challenging. You have to get down in the mud, investigate, draw on 3-year sources, and refuse to budge even if some major name is trying to say otherwise. After all, that same 3-year source with a 99% success rate told us exactly what's happening now. I even warned you all this would happen, that Alpine would create some side story, yes, like the Iwasa or Hirakawa situation, and that it wouldn't be real. This is my subjective opinion. Don't take it as fact, but obviously something is going on here, right? Let's continue with the thoroughness. I'm gonna show you everything from Instagram to prove that. When I say Franco likes or doesn't like something, I'm telling the truth. You can verify it yourself, the same way the cousin from Mostoles should have, but didn't. At Sportmaniaticos, we dig deeper than anyone. Let's go step by step. For instance, posts by Sergio Checo Perez on such and such date, no like. Meanwhile, posts from Flavio Briatore, yes, he's got a like from Franco. That's not me making it up. Let's keep going with the dates. December 10th, 2024. Checo, no like. Then continuing with Haas, none either. So yes, some publications get likes, but not all. So why is he now liking Christian Horner or Vips, but not Alpine or Ferrari or McLaren or Zak Brown? That's the big question. Then we get deeper. In February or March, Alpine posts photos, even featuring Franco, and Franco doesn't like them. People might say, he was busy, but he did have time to like Horner. Could it be he's dropping a hint that Alpine is no longer his family? Possibly. Because after mid-February, it looks like Franco cut back on liking anything from Alpine, while he's now interacting with Red Bull content. Meanwhile, James Vowles, he continues to get likes. Briatore, he continues to get them. Christian Horner has recently been added. He's not giving any love to McLaren or Ferrari or Zak Brown or Toto Wolff. So interpret that however you want. I'm not guaranteeing anything the way some do, who call it a scoop when they've just read a piece in some newspaper that merely said Alpine denies they're signing Franco. Let me remind you, Alpine basically lied when they did the same thing with Hirakawa to hide the Franco deal, but it didn't work out for them because we already knew. I'm showing you proof after proof after proof, and I'll repeat them all if necessary. We're honest, we support Franco, and if I need to show that F3 video again, where we defended Colapinto, when no one else even knew who he was, including some Argentinians, well, I'll do it. Some of you haters are a disgrace, and I'm sorry, but that's the truth. If you do a thorough check, you'll see that from mid-February onward, Franco basically stops liking Alpine. He still likes Williams more than Alpine, but he likes Vips and Christian Horner more than he likes Williams. However, he's still respectful with James Vowles. He keeps giving Briatore likes, and now he's giving them to Christian Horner. Let each person draw their own conclusion. Before, Horner didn't have Franco's likes. They appeared only recently. Another example. In Red Bull's post about Liam Lawson, Franco didn't give a like. In the one about Yuki Tsunoda, Horner talked about finishing P4, and that's the one Franco liked. Maybe that's Franco hinting Tsunoda won't do better than Lawson, or that Tsunoda's performance is in question. Helmut Marko himself said that Tsunoda under pressure has not delivered the necessary performance for that seat. So if Tsunoda doesn't work out, who could they bring in? Only Franco Colapinto, because he's the one who said he drives like Verstappen. Nobody else has. So do the math yourselves. Finally, we see another series of posts from Alpine, from March, from the first Grand Prix, from the driver parades. Franco's not liking them. But we see him liking Horner's posts about Tsunoda. We see him following Briatore, giving him likes, following Vowles, giving him likes, but ignoring other teams. Does that suggest something? Possibly yes. It's just one more clue in the mountain of evidence. Sportmaniaticos is staying alert because there could be an announcement soon. And if something misleading does come out claiming Colapinto will go to VIPs or some step like that, well, that's the usual seed planting tactic so that down the road they can say, "We told you so." Right? People trust reliable sources. You have to be like me. Though you might not yet have a 3-year source that's correct 99% of the time because you haven't had 3 years. But keep at it, and above all, thank you for being a Sportmaniaticos fan. I do all this for you because otherwise I'd keep quiet and you wouldn't know the latest news. We're here to be honest and give you good information, not to spit out anything just to make money, unlike those who once said he'll be at Williams in 2025 for the whole year and got caught lying because memory is short. They think they can keep fooling people forever. But that's how some buy houses, at your expense. Be careful with that. They called me a mukuku for following Colapinto in F3 when no one watched him, right? Yes, indeed, I was super excited about Colapinto in F3, even though it got 15 views. That's how Sportmaniaticos does it. So if you don't like it, fine, but don't lie about us. It just shows the sad life you have. Sorry for being so blunt, but if someone accuses me of lying, I'll respond bluntly with the raw truth. Anyway, you see how everything stands. We'll keep investigating. We'll stay on top of each detail so that you have the full story and can draw your own conclusions. If I have to repeat the videos from Tennessee, from when we first covered Franco in F3, I will, and so on until it all becomes clear. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next Sport Maniaticos video. Let's keep supporting Franco Colapinto. If Red Bull is the next step, wonderful. And if not, we'll keep investigating until we know the truth. That's it for now, folks.